Resolution 241, directing the Zoo Commission and Zoo Director to develop options to retain the monkey colonies at Henry Vilas Zoo. The Zoo Commission recommends adoption with 2 amendments. Those amendments read, be it further resolved that if financial resources can't be found at the Dane County Board, direct Zoo Director to work with the UW for an acceptable permanent placement. Be it further resolved that the Dane County Board direct the staff and the County Executive's Office to review and seriously consider increased funding from the Dane County budget for the zoo. Public Works recommended adoption as amended by the Zoo Commission. Ways and Means recommended adoption.
Some discoveries that have been made, however, have been truly startling and have pointed to unexpected and uncomfortable similarities between humans and other primates. For instance, the primate centers have discovered that raising baby monkeys away from their mothers or other caring adult monkeys results in subtle retardation and impaired immune systems. This, however, continues to be the way the primate centers raise infant monkeys today throughout the United States. Research at the centers has shown that the areas of the human and rhesus brain responsible for regulating emotion are nearly identical in construction and size. The implication is that both species share common emotional responses, and that monkeys may even be more emotional than us due to the relative size of this portion of the brain. These studies imply that the love we feel for our children and family members may not be unique to humans. Throughout the committee meetings concerning this resolution, I've heard the Primate Center staff repeatedly speak about how much they care about these animals and about how much their counterparts in Tulane will also care for them. When they say that they care for these animals, it does not mean the same thing as I mean when I say that I care for my cat. Or does it mean the same thing that the 1,500 people who signed the petition to do something for these monkeys meant when they said that they cared for them? The Primate Center veterinarians do care about the monkeys. They care about them the same way that your mechanic cares for your car. They want to make sure that the monkeys are healthy and be ready for the injections that they're going to receive at the primate centers that they know are going to kill them. They want them to be ready to survive the invasive surgeries to place the catheters in their brain. They want them to be healthy enough so that when they're injected with ethanol on a regular basis, that they'll survive that, and we can understand how retarded their babies will be when they're born. The Primate Center doesn't use the word care in the same sense as I believe most of us would use the word. As a school teacher, I'm really interested in history, and it seems to me that history can be considered as a study of decisions. In school, we learn about a decision to go to war or a decision to end discrimination. We seem to remember 2 kinds of decisions most clearly, those that seem violent and those that seem compassionate. Often we look back on the violent decisions with confusion and discomfort.
These monkeys have been at the zoo in our community for over 30 years. They were supposed to be used for observational research only, pursuant to an agreement that was outlined in 1989 by the Primate Research Center. This policy agreement was broken numerous times, and many of the monkeys have already been taken out of the zoo facility and used for experimentation, which resulted in death. This is in clear violation. These monkeys are supposed to be protected, and that's what I'm asking all of you to help do now, is to protect them. If they go to Tulane, they will not be protected from invasive experimentation. The university, when they took some of these monkeys out of the zoo facility, used them here for research, or they sold them to other facilities and made over $200,000 on the monkeys. I understand that we all have, budget concerns. I'm a property taxpayer. You're going to hear some things, I'm assuming from the Primate Center, about the fact that these animals will be used as a breeding colony for research at Tulane Primate Labs. Now, a breeding colony for what? These animals were supposed to be protected, as you heard, under an agreement, and there is no guarantee that the animals will survive the experimentation that they will endure at Tulane. A breeding facility like that has so many animals. I think that, we don't really need to send them our monkeys. We have been working very hard to find sanctuaries. If there's no way to keep the animals here in Madison, which would be unfortunate. I would hope that we could at least keep one or more colonies here.
Specifically, my job at the university is in research administration involving animal research. I just wanted to be upfront with my background, or as some might say, my bias. Having provided you with that, I'd like to make a few comments about the reality of this resolution. It's interesting that as a society, there are two areas where we can get pretty passionate, pretty emotional, and probably somewhat just downright goofy, and that's about kids and animals.
I come before you today again as a community member and taxpayer, also as a philosophy professor within the UW system, not given to goofiness regarding animals or children or anything, I hope. And also as a mother of a daughter who grew up with the monkeys and is now in her first year of college out of state and waiting for me to call tonight to tell her what you're going to do. As I listened to the speakers, I couldn't help asking myself why the Primate Center is so interested in having the monkeys sent to Tulane, even though in any case their responsibility, both financial and otherwise, will end. They are telling us that without baby monkeys, the exhibit won't be interesting. They're telling us that this money that they are projecting you are going to be having to produce will be taken away from human needs. They're also telling us that Tulane is monkey heaven, which is very different from what we can read in Deborah Bloom's work, The Monkey Wars. I'd like to say something more about Tulane, although a lot has been said on both sides. Beautiful climate will not be of much use to all the future babies born from these Vilas monkeys. The Primate Center representatives tell us that the colony will not be interesting without babies, but these very babies will be those used at Tulane in experiments involving infectious tropical diseases. Malaria and leprosy are two that are studied there, or to have their colons blocked or to be given simian aids, and these babies will be those who suffer most at Tulane, even if the monkeys that are now here do remain in a breeding colony. Certainly their offspring are intended for research, and we know that Peter Jerome at Tulane has said that he gives no word that the monkeys will not be used in research.